What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast, the show dedicated to talking about all the poggers things in life, like music, content creation, and video games. I'm one of your co-hosts, JesseKazam.
And I died on a hill a couple of days ago, and I want to know your opinion.
Yes. Oh, God. Okay.
I want to know your unfiltered thoughts, okay?
Yeah.
Someone comes into chat,
Okay.
a meaningless name, like nothing crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and they have 3 chat messages.
Okay.
Exclamation point incentives. Exclamation point drops.
Mm-hmm.
Go to @Pestily, everyone.
Okay.
How do you feel? What
Not
do you think?
good. Now, okay, so was the go to @Pestily like a message that came through on this day, yesterday, whenever it was, earlier today? Or were all these 3 messages previous messages, and then he came in today with something else?
Oh, those are the first 3 of 72, but
Oh, okay. Okay.
It'll be relevant.
Okay. So that kind of sets the tone for who this person is. So it doesn't make me feel good.
Let me ask you this. Is it good etiquette
Mm-hmm.
to say in person X
Mm-hmm.
in their chat,
Mm-hmm.
go to
No.
channel Y's channel?
No.
Everyone.
It was pretty innocent. Exclamation point incentives, exclamation point drops. There's a lot of people that, want to know what's going on, but the sending, the herding of the people to another channel, even if it's
a
homie,
friend,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Even if they were doing a charity stream.
Yeah.
Go to this other channel, everyone.
Yeah. Still not. Yeah.
Okay.
Not what you want to be doing.
So someone comes in, and this is another one of the another featured episode of the person who doesn't like Veritas lying about Veritas, called out for it, got the receipts, and it gets even better, actually.
Okay.
So the person came in 2 days ago.
Okay.
And said, bruh. Okay, then a minute later,
that was the whole first message?
Yep.
Okay.
Why is there an item in Tarkov named after you, cuh?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
And then 1 minute later, no response. I didn't say anything,
Yeah.
Didn't pay him attention.
Nice.
1 minute later, GG.
Okay. GG's, man.
GG. Fucking got him.
Got him. Yeah.
Got him.
Okay.
So I don't remember. At that point, I kind of laughed and was like, oh, God, fucking, we got boys, we got a D-gen attention seeker in here.
Yeah.
And he said, am I now?
Mm-hmm.
You banned me because I made a comment about your beard. Back when you were sane in the head, and then you banned me. Okay. Now, keep in mind, at this point, I have his chat logs up.
Yeah.
He's never been banned.
Okay.
So step number 1, he's never been banned.
Okay.
So that's already.
So, yeah.
I'm not going to say that's a lie. I'm going to say he misunderstood or misremembered.
Any timeouts on the account?
So, yes.
Okay. So
now, but let's walk through. I'm going to walk you through his chat history because I have this up on screen for context. Okay.
For educational purposes.
January 2020 were the first 3 messages we said.
Okay.
March 2020.
Okay.
Exclamation point podcast, exclamation point Juju.
Yeah.
A week later.
Fair.
At Veritas, how'd you get all the machinery keys? Now, I'm going to skip over the fact that he spelled a lot of things wrong in a lot of places. How did you get all the machinery keys? 1 minute later, winky face, and then wow, 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 wow. At Veritas, are you getting a streamer item? And then wow, 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 wow. Now, again, this is March of 2020.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Exclamation point patch, exclamation point kappa. Lol, 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 lol.
Okay.
I think at Veritas, I think you can get out elevator if you hold forward. Saw Quattro do it. Don't know what the fuck that's about. Okay. And then C, D, E, F, G. Carry it on, chat. Exclamation point kappa.
This guy's really taking me on a roller coaster.
June of 2020. Whooper S. 5 hours later, K.
Dude, what the?
3 days later.
Oh my god.
Get good, kid. Go labs.
Okay.
Veritas timed him out for a day.
Okay.
Guy's like, be gone, child.
Yeah.
You know, get good, kid. It's like, just time him out.
Yeah.
Move on. A 1 week later, just realized your beard looks a bit like Keemstar's. Lol, 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 at Veritas.
Okay.
6 months later, you gonna play Cyberpunk? Exclamation point beard. 4 days later, hey Keemstar. A month later, you have a Keemstar beard at Veritas.
The man likes Keemstar.
1 year later, poor guy.
Okay.
That's it. 1 year later, exclamation point cheating. L. Presumably because I didn't have an exclamation point cheating
a cheating command. Yeah, of course.
2 weeks later, just play the game. You're not a dev, or play something else. Prime Tarkov equals Season 2 Fortnite. Nikita is not good at the game and doesn't play it. Haha.
Okay, so I'm definitely getting an understanding of who this guy is. Yeah.
And then 2 years later, bruh, why is there an item in Tarkov named after you?
Yeah. Okay.
So spanning 5 years.
70 messages. 5 years.
So
one chronically online individual.
So he's like, you banned me for saying you had
which is crazy because you didn't time him out for that, right? You timed him out for the
I timed him out for saying get good kid.
Yeah. But not for the beard thing.
And I never banned him.
Yeah.
And I never said anything about the beard comment. I pretty much ignore. I can actually remember the Keemstar thing.
Yeah.
This is so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I'm sure I just didn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And then I pulled up the logs, and he was adamant. You banned me in all caps. You banned me. I'm like, I never banned you. I never banned you. Why are you lying? So then at that point, I'm like, but I'm banning you now.
Yes.
And I banned him.
Yeah.
And then about 10 minutes later, I was like, And I got my mods to see if I don't know how they did it. Just if he like put in an unban request or sent them a message or whatever. But I got him in a call on stream on Discord.
Oh.
And I talked to him for about 40 minutes.
Really?
I because I needed to know.
You know what's so funny?
I needed to know who the fuck is this?
Yeah, dude, somebody came into my chat the other day and was like, Lamau Veritas is on the phone with a troll or something. And I just assumed you were like talking to a flat earther or something.
So I guess I'm gonna spill the beans on something that I'm kind of like possibly maybe working on, maybe not. I don't know yet. Don't look forward to it. Don't get committed to anything. But I've been working on effectively a piece that has to do with the online disinhibition effect. Why people online like behave in the way that like I behave when I play GTA.
Yeah.
I'll run people over and I feel nothing.
Yeah.
People will be like, you know, everything from low rent troll all the way to like racist, terrible death threats. And the internet makes them feel, because it's not the real world to them, right?
Yeah.
So
what was that word? The internet what effect?
The online disinhibition.
Interesting. They lose all their anything that would prevent them from doing something insane. Okay. This.
So that's was like part of the reason why I got him on the call. Now, first of all, I didn't route. The funny thing is I didn't route his audio. It was where the music goes. So anybody watching the VOD would see me full screen yelling at myself.
Dude, the VOD is going to end up on like some YouTube channel of like Veritas losing his mind, talking to himself.
Yeah, probably. But I recorded it locally. Okay. Because you never know if you're going to get some random dude in Discord, he might scream the N-word, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to risk it. So I'm just not going to route the audio. But so here's the thing. In 2020, so he was 15. Now, he was also from the UK. So it's funny. I wasn't expecting a British accent.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
I was expecting like a squeaker from the US.
Yeah.
So he's been doing this from age 15 to 20. Just coming in like shit posting a couple of times a year. And I'm like, bro, what is your end goal? Like, what's your game plan? Like, what's your... And it was a very fascinating conversation.
Oh, man.
He at first rejected. He's like, I'm not a troll. And then finally, after a while, he admitted he was a troll and that what he was doing wasn't good. But like his end synopsis was, you're a Twitcher. You're a streamer.
Yeah.
So this is what you have to deal with.
Fair.
This.
Well, not fair. I mean, understand that's basically where everybody goes. This is the end game of trolling. When all other doors close, the final argument is this is what you signed up for. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's funny because it's just like he wouldn't tell me what his job is, presumably because it's not like he was worried about getting doxxed or whatever. He probably
because it's really easy to make this argument at whatever job. Yeah. Okay.
He's probably 20. He probably works at fucking KFC or whatever. Yeah. And there's no shame in whatever he does, right?
Not at all.
But he just didn't want me to do the whole. What happens if you had someone, a repeat customer that just came in and was like a douche to you a couple times a year? At some point, you might say, hey, bud, fuck off, right?
Yeah.
But it's so funny because for a good portion of it, he was acting as if he was like, bro, you get so bent out of shape. And it happens all the time. And there's a lot to that, okay? Because first of all, if you come in and you say dumb shit, now I actually am almost positive I ignored almost all of his previous stuff.
Yeah.
That was mostly there for context of like, oh, this guy's just a shit poster.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's not like an adult, mature, whatever. But he was like, you just need to not give it any attention and not let it get to you so much. I was like, first of all, you don't know how I feel about any of these things.
Yeah,
like you might think I'm not mad at all by this. I'm entertained and fascinated by you like a monkey in a zoo.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm not emotionally attached to why the monkey's throwing the poop at the other monkey. But I'm interested in the social dynamics between the monkeys.
Yeah.
I'm not butthurt that you said I look like Keemstar.
And it's interesting because other than today, from that chat history, it doesn't seem like you had ever been in like an actual like back and forth argument with him where like he said something and then you said something and he said a response. Like most of his messages were like one or two and then he's gone for a few days, one or two max, and then he's gone for a few days. So him coming on a Discord call to vent about how bent out of shape you get about things is him internalizing something that shouldn't affect him at all. And then him telling you to not let, you shouldn't you've never fought with him. You might have fought with a bunch of other chatters and he witnessed it and he internalized it and he held on to it. And then he comes on a Discord call and he's like, you need to let this stuff go, man. Like, how little do you affect this guy's life? I find that to be fascinating, that he's holding on to this like little Veritas corner of his consciousness saying like, you need to let this stuff go. It shouldn't affect you. And I'm out here saying like, what do you do for a living, bro? This shouldn't affect you.
And remember, this is all predicated on his false memory that I banned him from a comment about my beard.
Yeah. So it was like,
so again, keep in mind, he has a vision of me.
Yeah.
He's like, Veritas, just anybody that, and he said this, you ban anyone that disagrees with you. I'm like, brother, you're lying.
Well, you are, I promise you, in a Discord call with me right now.
Yeah, I'm like, I promise you, you could never pull up a single clip.
Yeah.
People will swear on the Bible that I ban anyone who disagrees with me.
Yeah.
But they're lying, or they're making it up, or they're misremembering. Because if someone disagrees with me and they're a rude douchebag, I ban them because they're a rude douchebag, not because they disagree. I disagree with people all the time.
Yeah.
My fucking, one of my like head mods, all he does is disagree with me and make fun of me and talk shit. And he's like one of my best buddies here, right? Yeah. So it's, but what's also fascinating too is that at this point he was acting as if, and this is funny because I think it's a defense mechanism for him having to justify it internally, as if he was trying to like help me. Yeah, like, bro, you need to not give it attention. You've been coming here for 5 years, clearly begging for attention. What do you want? Do you want the attention, or do you not want the attention? Which is it? He wants the attention. So if I get mad, don't act as if. No, I haven't gotten mad at him, but don't act as if that wasn't your goal. And if it is your goal, then you need therapy.
Yeah.
If you come to someone's chat over the course of 5 years, I mean, first of all, I must be fucking living rent free for the to be like a regular stop-in for this guy. Especially after so many failed troll attempts. Yeah. To keep at it. Like, but he even said he loves my content. He said he loves my content, and like, why did you quit making videos? I'm like, bro, I didn't quit making videos. It's just been a little bit. Dude,
I was watching like a Northern Lion, a video or something, and he just like off the cuff mentioned because like somebody said something, he banned him, and then he was going through unbanned quests or something. Anyways, he had this sentiment where he was like, I miss when trolls were self-aware that they were trolls. Because they would come in, they would troll, they would stir up shit, they would get banned, and then they would like laugh. They would be like, haha, like that's what I wanted. And he was like, we have this new breed, this new generation of trolls that when you ban them, it's like a personal affront. It's like stick to your guns. Like if you want to troll, come in and troll and then face the consequences. You got attention, or you riled me up, I ban you, you move on. But this whole like, oh my God, I was just talking. I love your content. It's so funny. He said that, and it's literally this exact thing. It's just super
Bro, you have
interesting.
To get me that.
Dude, I literally watched it relatively recently, so I might be able to find it in my watch history or something. But it was calling that out. It was like, people don't troll. You know what DJ Peach Cobbler said in his video? He's like, I've been a troll for the love of the game, and I feel like we don't have that anymore. We have people that troll as like a default state, and they don't realize that, and so then any repercussions for the trolling feel like a personal attack or a personal affront, and therefore like worthy of holding a grudge. Whereas in the past, people would just troll, and then if they got banned, that was kind of what they wanted. So they would laugh about it and laugh about how they maybe derailed chat for a little bit and then move on.
But see, that's the thing. What you're talking about, I think you're right, because I think these people just did not develop like proper real social skills. They only developed online teenager. Yeah. Because think about it. His pretty formative years, 15 to 20.
15 to 20.
What, 4 of those were COVID?
Yeah.
So he was indoors all day long
Online.
on fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
Consuming probably the most garbage, toxic, probably all the like, I'm going to fucking rip a toilet off the wall and throw it at somebody as a prank. It's just a prank, bro. Like that kind of shit.
Troll became base operating system.
Yeah.
And that's we need a term for that, where like, troll is just humming along neutral. The car's in neutral and we're trolling. If I'm in a Twitch chat, I'm going to say something. I'm going to, poke. I'm going to do this. And then when, when it hits me, when I troll, one too many times, or I cross one too many lines, or I go a little too far and I get banned or timed out even, it's so funny. Basically what I'm trying to say is that like, if a lot of times if you take what they're mad at you or me or like a streamer for, conceptually, if you pull it out of the vacuum of this particular thing, a lot of times they're doing the same thing. You know what I mean? He's mad that you are so sensitive about things. And here, what year did you time him out? What year was that timeout?
June of 2020. So
like
almost 5 years ago.
You're too sensitive about things and you let them get you riled up, and he can, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's almost the fact that he can be in a Discord call and share that sentiment with you whilst not realizing he's holding on to a 24-hour timeout from 4.5 years ago and has let that fester to become some like genuine frustration or hatred towards you. It's like, I'm not saying this guy needs to go to jail. You know what I mean? I'm sure I do this all the time, but I'm just saying when confronted with the like, do you see how like same, but different? You know what I mean? It's like, what? So if anything, it's like, let that be I understand how you can maybe get so frustrated at things or whatever. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, here's the thing. Ultimately, he's just a gullible schmuck, because what happened, and this all goes back to the people, if you want to say that I ban people who disagree, like, come in, give me your fucking name. I'll show you the receipts. Put me on blast. You should have a clip somewhere. You should, someone, everyone records everything all the time, right? Yeah. How is there not?
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that anybody can point to was something that like literally came up last week. Somebody rehashed the thing from over a year ago, where I had a couple of pretty heated, passionate rants about some other unrelated shit. And that person also chronically, pathologically lied and misrepresented all the things, everything, everywhere. And it's not even worth getting into it. But he undoubtedly saw that and then said, okay, yeah, I believe literally everything there.
Yeah.
And then, I also remember he banned me 4 years ago for making a comment, an innocent comment about his beard. See, totally correct. And even here's the thing, even if that was true, could anyone honestly say that they could do their full-time job, like 70 hours a week for 7 years straight, and have people regularly giving them a hard time solely to get under their skin, and they wouldn't maybe like 5 or 6 times?
Yeah.
Actually let it get to them.
Yeah.
Having a bad day, they're having a fucking family issues, the grandmother's in the hospital, like, all kinds of other shit, right? They're having a bad day. And would that even be unreasonable?
Yeah, no.
According to these folks, the 2 or 3 times that they've imagined and or may not be real, that actually means that every single day it's a major problem all the time, and yet there's no receipts for any of the shit that people are lying or making up. It's like,
it's crazy, man.
Anyway, I thought you'd get a kick out of it. I should send you, if I can, the video.
Oh yeah, the call.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's just
on the new segment of Veritas interviewing internet bridge trolls.
But yeah, so the funniest part was that he basically admitted that like I was right and had a good point about everything, and that he was a troll, and that like he wouldn't do these things in real life and all this stuff. But the hill that he was going to die on was that it's not bad etiquette. I was like sensitive and butthurt because it's not bad etiquette for someone to say, go to another channel. I'm like, brother, you don't know anything about Twitch. That's like rule number one. Rule number one.
Interesting.
He's like, this is the one thing that you're definitely wrong about. It's like, ask any streamer. Mm-hmm. Literally any streamer.
Yeah.
Ask any streamer now it might not upset them. Like that doesn't actually even upset me. It's just bad fucking form. It's bad etiquette. It's like walking into a family-owned restaurant and going to all the people who are waiting, on like a busy Sunday brunch. Hey, everybody, there's a special going on across the street. Everybody go there now.
Yeah.
You think the owner would be like, hey, fuck you, man.
Just about no one would ban somebody for doing that. But if somebody said something stupid, just about anybody, if somebody said something stupid and they opened up the chat logs and the first message was go over here, like that's a good way to put it. It's like nobody would see that message and very few people would, and it gets so upset and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you would tell people to go over there. But it's like, it's almost like a flag on your account. Like if you're later on saying some ding dong shit and I pull up your chat message and one of your messages was like, go to another streamer's channel. It's like, okay, bro. Yeah, that's funny. Also,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, there are no laws on Twitch. Like,
it's just etiquette.
I can ban you for whatever I want. Like, you know what I mean? You can do something that's like, you don't have to break. I genuinely feel that this is like people feel as though they need to do something as horrendous as like breaking a law to get banned. It's like, that's not how this works, man. You know what I mean? Like,
my free speech, bro.
I can ban you for whatever I want to ban you for, dude. Like, I don't ban people very often, but I can, and that's it, man. Like, start your own Twitch channel and ban people for what you want to ban people for. I don't know, like.
Yeah, if I almost said Blockbuster Video, by the way, that was going to be the reference. If you walk into like Pizza Hut and you go to the cashier and you start calling them names, you're going to get kicked out of Pizza Hut.
Yeah, you didn't do anything illegal. But you're going to get kicked out of Pizza Hut.
Get the fuck out.
100%.
But the thing is that none of these people would ever do any of the things they do online in real life.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's so much to facial expressions, face-to-face, body language, their body language, tone of voice, all of that stuff. When you're in front of somebody, it's a different dynamic. It's the same thing like when you want to practice rehearsing something and then all of a sudden you're on stage. It's like, oh my God, it's a different fucking experience, right?
Yeah.
And I think the last thing I'll say on this, then we can move on to more interesting stuff, is before anybody says, bro, don't give them the attention, don't get so worked up, that's just what they want, you missing the entire point.
Yeah.
Because what happened is, effectively, I made entertainment out of this guy. At no point was I worked up. He was, for all intents and purposes, my case study for a project I'm working on, right?
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it takes the power away from a troll when you pull it up and you go, oh, you're a lying clown, ban them, and then move on.
Also, I don't think that's true anymore. I think that's very 2017 advice. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's very like, the baby has to sleep on its back, and now it's like, no, it has to sleep on its, like, we're always updating. What I feel like that's 2017. I feel like, if anything, what you uncovered is that is not the case anymore. Is that the actions seem to be someone that wants attention, but that's not what they want. They don't even realize what they're doing. They get frustrated when they get more attention. They get defensive when they get more attention. Like, I think that advice, don't feed the trolls, they just want attention, came from Gen 1 internet trolls. That is what they wanted. And when they got it, they felt excited and satisfied. But Gen 2, we're V2.0 on trolling. And I don't think that's the motivation anymore. I think, once again, it's like base operating system. They just don't understand that the words they say like have an effect on people. So if anything, we're shining a light on, like, I think the trolls have evolved, and I don't think that they necessarily, of course, Some do, right? Always, a troll. No two trolls are the same. But I think that's old news, man. And then I'm also with you where like if I can take a troll and turn him into entertainment, you know what I mean? Worst case scenario, we both win. He gets his attention, but I get a laugh. And at that point, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah, if he feels like he won, like good. Literally everybody in my chat,
Yeah.
we all pity and feel embarrassment for the guy. Good for him. He wins, right? I got content for a piece literally on fucking online troll clown behavior.
Yeah.
He seemed like a douchebag the entire time, and here you go.
Yeah, exactly. So if he interprets that as a win, it's like I don't think anybody.
And I had also played like Isaac for 8 hours straight, so it was like a little bit of a breather from the
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. That's very funny. That's very funny. My contribution, I should be able to pull this up actually extremely quickly. My contribution to the internet and what I think is funny about it. I posted a Delta Force beginner's guide, like ultimate. Like I did it in Tarkov. I've done 3 now in Tarkov because they keep updating Tarkov. Hour-long beginner's guide, and just the first part of this, it was like a few sentences, but the first part of this comment just was just like. It was almost like blatantly saying how like comments have shifted. I have a serious question as someone who has played Delta Force, Jesse. Is Tarkov really that bad, or is Delta Force money that good? Now there was more, yeah.
I wasn't expecting that to be like a spitting out your drink.
Yeah, spit take comment. And then he goes on to be like, in my opinion, this is what I find so fascinating, right? He says that, and then in my all caps opinion, like, hey, don't get mad at me.
Don't shoot the out.
Yeah, Delta Force is disappointing. I can't tell if it wants to be an edgy hardcore shooter or whatever. And I was just like, man, I don't have to dissect.
Signed every IGN writer.
Yeah. I was like, I don't have to dissect anything here. It's like the fact that you think those are the only 2 options.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like there's nothing to dissect. I don't have to hope I'm interpreting your comment. The fact that to you, there are 2 worlds, 2 possible explanations. Tarkov is really that bad, or the Delta Force money's really that good. Your worldview, like I reject you. I reject your personhood. I reject your outlook on the world. Like, and I'm not gonna, like, that's it. It's just like, period. That if those are the only 2 options, there's just nothing for us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, it was just so on the nose. You know what I mean? And then. So
here's the thing: it could almost be satire.
It could be.
Like if it had Kappa at the end, it would have been like,
funny. I would have chuckled. Yeah.
Like there's a world where that was a copy pasta.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: me saying that, I'm sorry, but it's now going to be a copy pasta.
Yeah, probably, which is fine. But so that was so fascinating, and then the fact that once again, it feels like that's just base level. Like, that's what I was saying. It feels like that's just his worldview, because the fact that immediately after he hits in my opinion, I don't really like Delta Force that much. And I was like, okay, in my opinion, it's great.
But that it makes sense though. It follows. It's at least logically consistent, because what he's saying is my opinion is an objective fact, and nothing could possibly disagree or contradict that. So therefore, given that it's bad, you would only play it if Tarkov was worse or you were getting paid. There's no other reason.
It's like backwards logic. it's like he starts with the opinion, then solidifies that opinion as fact and works backwards. But it's so interesting because it felt like
it's almost like that's everyone's
the
default.
all caps opinion was almost this like, don't shoot the messenger, man. Like if you have a different opinion than me, that's fine. But it can't be that, because if you were aware enough of how opinions work, and if you really were thinking, if you have a different opinion than me, that's fine, you wouldn't have typed the first sentence. So it's like that's the interesting conflict I see, and I don't know if that's almost like an internet defense mechanism where it's like almost like qualifying a statement, you know what I mean? Where they're like, you can't get mad at me. I said opinion in there, but
imagine
I hate you and you're a piece of shit. But you can't get mad because I said. So what
was the first sentence of the comment? Can you read? Do you have it in front of you? The actual comment.
I have a serious question as someone who has played Delta Force, Jesse. Period. Is Tarkov really that bad these days, or is the Delta Force money really that good?
Okay, right. So here's the thing. Imagine if get rid of the first sentence altogether. I have an important, you know, getting up on the soapbox with the light on. I have the microphone. You know, the spotlight's on me.
Yeah.
Imagine if he says, it seems to me like either Tarkov would be really bad or perhaps the money is really good. Because in my opinion, blah, blah, blah. Suddenly now it's, this is what it seems like to me, but you're leaving open. But instead he's saying, I have a serious question. It's either A or B.
A or B, yeah.
And then the weird, like kind of half walk back after the fact. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would take it totally differently if he added just a little bit of hedging his words in the previous sentence.
Yeah.
Either the earth is flat or we're in a simulation. It's like, well, wait, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Like
it's the Tarkov survey. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to change this about the flea market? Do you want to change this about the flea market? Or are you perfectly happy with it? You know what I mean? It's like, do you want...
In my opinion...
at the restaurant, do you want mac and cheese? Do you want Brussels sprouts? Or are you not hungry? In my opinion, the pizza here is really bad. Well, wait. Your opinion about the pizza, but what about... Well, you didn't ask. Pizza wasn't on the menu, but you just... like, yeah. So I find that to be... fascinating. I did respond, but basically I just said my enjoyment for one game doesn't have to rely on another game. I'm just having fun playing what I find in the moment, and you should too. Basically, it was just like, but it was it was just a good one. It was just such a nail on the head of like, you're doing the work for me, man. You're just letting me know how limited your worldview is, and I find that to be funny. Well, a little depressing, but funny that we're reaching like a critical mass of like how blatant it is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's been very funny. Ultimately though, I have been playing quite a bit of Delta Force and enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. I don't really...
I mean, at least the money's good.
At least the money's good. Yeah, that's that. I mean, that's a whole nother can of worms, because that video.
I actually have to ask real quick.
Yeah,
I have to assume that you probably make less money playing Delta Force than you would if you were playing Tarkov and making content. Yeah, so that's the other thing, is that like that should demonstrate his comment is nonsense, because I make less money.
Yeah.
So clearly, the game must not be as bad as you think to me.
Yeah. Well, okay, so that video was a sponsored video, sponsored by them, but I have made like 5 other Delta Force videos and have more Delta Force videos planned that weren't sponsored by them.
I mean, that changes at least the...
But I will say what's funny about that is the amount of people that were like, because you know how I said everyone thinks I'm getting paid to play the game 24/7, 365. I've had a few people that were like, see, I knew it. He was getting paid this whole time, which I find interesting, because your argument was that I was getting paid by Delta Force secretly and not disclosing it. Because, and your proof of that is that when I got paid by Delta Force, I disclosed it. I don't think, like, that's not consistent. Like, if anything, I'm proving to you that every time I get paid, I disclose it. So if I'm not disclosing it, I'm not getting paid. And also, I played Delta Force like half of this week while the streamer Tarkov drops were going on. I would be objectively making like thrice as much money playing Tarkov this week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's...
And see, like... But I'm sure a lot of that also, like, what contributes to that is the, like, ignorant cynicism that is... the thought that, like, because you could say what you just said, and like the degenerate part of my brain that tries to emulate the way that these people think instantly says, well, yeah, but maybe now maybe you didn't disclose it before, but now you're just doing it to sort of like save face.
Yeah.
So like, because there have been, like at one point a bunch of content creators got called out for like plagiarizing.
Yes.
And then like in their next couple videos, they suddenly all of a sudden had
cited
all these
sources and
so now they could say, well, see, look, I cited all these sources. See, like I've been doing it all along. Well, it's like, well, no, you just started now that you've been called out.
Yeah.
They could cynically believe that that's what happened here.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't just default to the worst possible scenario.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, why would you be? That's the other part of it too. If you want to do that, if you just want to assume everyone's lying all the time and they're all doing it and they're all grifting you for money and the content creators are all unscrupulous, whatever. Well, then why ask them a serious question? Because they're not going to tell you the truth. They're not. So like, why, right? So either you take me seriously and you actually care about what I have to say, or you don't. It's kind of like either you want attention or you don't.
Yeah.
Like these people need to make up their minds.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to the thing that I've said before, which is I actually don't think that any of the people that say they care about all these things, they actually care about.
Yeah.
They just like want a soapbox to stand on, but like they don't give a fuck about any of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the impression I get.
Sure.
I don't know.
No,
dude.
I don't know. It's it's interesting. I don't know. It's I think it is just people. I think a lot of people apply the logic that they have internally and just externalize that, which is a pretty natural thing, like that everyone must think that way. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of times the root of a lot of this comes down to like, I get a lot of comments like, why would you be playing this over Tarkov? And even the people that don't do it in like a real like douchebaggy, disrespectful way, it's like, man, I can just like tell by the way you phrase that question that you are asking that thinking I think about Tarkov the way you think about Tarkov. You might be like 2 wipes in, having the time of your life. You're like, oh my God, like this game is sick. I'm having a blast. And you should preserve that feeling. You know what I mean? Like, hell yeah, like keep playing Tarkov. But that's just not how everybody thinks about it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to like flip the magnetic poles of that. You know what I mean? Why would you be playing Tarkov? Why would you be playing Delta Force over Tarkov? Well, why do you want me to play Tarkov? Well, because Tarkov is so much more fun. For who? Well, for me, I have a lot more fun playing Tarkov. Okay, so if I have a lot more fun playing Delta Force, I'm doing what you're doing. You're playing the game. You're having fun playing. I'm playing the game. I'm having fun playing. Would you like to ask your question again? Like, you know what I mean? How do I flip the magnetic poles of like, what do you, I am doing what you're doing, right? Which is ultimately just like seeking entertainment. Like, why would I be playing this if I wasn't having fun? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of actually, if anything, Tarkov is the game I play when I don't enjoy it. You know what I mean? So it's,
and as far as I know, they've never paid anybody.
Yeah.
To play at all.
Yeah, genuinely. So it's
well. So here's the thing. You. What I was thinking as you were saying all of that was that there's always some unstated premise or underlying assumption that everyone takes for granted, knowingly or unknowingly, or they either pretend they take it for granted.
Yeah.
So like what you just said, really what everyone needs to do.
Yeah.
Everyone always has a one-line response. Oh, well, it's just for the money. Or, oh, it's just for this. Or why would you play this, right? It's always at least one layer removed from the real answer. When you said, oh, well, it's fun for me, so why aren't you playing? Well, they said it was fun. Why aren't you playing? And you said, fun for who?
Yeah.
And instantly they should go, oh.
Yeah.
Because it should become obvious to them without having any follow-up, like, it's fun for me, but, oh, that implies that maybe it's not fun. Oh,
Yeah.
So it kind of similar to when I asked the kid, why do you feel the need to troll? Bro, I don't know. It's just fun to troll, man. But why though?
Yeah.
Like why on a Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Does it make you as an adult, a 20-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Were you bullied? Was there some underlying thing with again, that's why I say go to therapy and everyone's like thinks that that's like way overkill, but like there might actually be something there to explain like why is that the thing you want?
Yeah.
So when people very often have these one-liners, oh, that's because content creators just do it for money, or because that, and it's like there's always one question you can ask them that can kind of unravel the whole thing, because it shows that either they have an assumption that's just wrong, or there's something else under the covers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, someone said, and they want some confrontation too. Of course, some people do. They're just like looking for the confrontation. But once again, I feel that like less and less. Like I feel recently more so. Like a lot of times when people come in, they're like, "Dude, like, what happened? Why aren't you playing Tarkov?" Like,
you know what?
I really don't think they want to fight. Like I don't think they're having a hard time wrapping their minds around enjoying another game or fun or people liking something different. It's interesting.
A lot of times I'm finding there's a pattern where a lot of times, especially some of these younger fucking Zoomers, they're like in Discord with their buddies while they're trolling.
Oh yeah.
So they'll be in chat, and it's like, guys, watch this kind of thing. I actually feel like a lot of times for the trolls and for like the comment that you got, like wasn't a troll.
Yeah. But
I think the one thing they share in common, I think they're actually hoping for like, yeah, right, guy. Like they want some sort of respect or adoration.
They don't want confrontation. They want confirmation.
Yeah, so they want to be like, honest question, Jesse, blah blah blah, and they want everyone to be like, yup, question, because think about it.
Yeah.
What was he hoping for? When I ask questions, I want answers.
Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting.
Do you think from his question he actually?
Yeah, maybe they
wanted you to explain.
Once again, I feel like all roads go back to Twitter. I feel like Twitter has done permanent damage on the psyche of the human race. They want they want the comment thread under that's like based. They want that confirmation thread of comments that are like, yeah, this guy gets it.
They're looking for the upvotes. They're looking for the chat.
And once again, it's interesting to break down, because like you just said, I don't think the guy that commented that is a troll. And I agree. It's almost like there's trolls and then there's like misguided people, and then there's what you just described is maybe somewhere in between, where the person isn't trying to start a fight with you necessarily, and they're also not just like wildly typing into the wind. They actually like want something, but what they want isn't necessarily a confrontation. They will just want to know and feel validated in their opinion. And the best way to do that is to just like get the plus ones, the upvotes, the likes, the shares, the retweets. So say something that is based and, get that confirmation from others.
That would explain why they get, like, remember how we were talking about the weird disconnect, why they get butt hurt when they're like troll, but then they're like, what the fuck? Because they were hoping they're probably hoping that the streamer is like, oh shit, and that everyone in chat's like, yeah, whatever, and everybody jumps on the bandwagon. And another piece that backs all this up is the kid went on the call. He was distracted multiple times by chat agreeing with me. He was like, bro, your chat, they're all riding your dick, man. They're all on that copium. And it's like, oh, are you upset?
Yeah.
Are you upset, bro?
Ooh.
You mad that no one fucking agrees with anything you're saying? That everyone who's a rational fucking human being, like not a single person in chat was not like, this kid's fucking a total clown. And I think he was probably like, oh, nobody's, and he probably felt shitty, right?
And so that, like you said, that does explain their response. Those people, we don't have a name for them, but these people that are just at least conceptually looking for confirmation that their opinion is like backed up and based, when they get treated like a troll, like a Gen 1 troll who came to the chat to disrupt, they get sensitive about it because they're like, whoa. Like, what do you mean? Why are you getting mad? Why are you so upset? Like, they were looking for X, they got Y. And so that's so interesting.
That
we just like uncovered a subset of internet troll. Holy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yep. Validity seeking behavior. I mean, and those are the same people that, they come in, say some dumb shit, and then they get mad. Like, you're just a snowflake. Why am I being censored? It's cancel culture. It's like, crying about cancel culture is the most snowflake shit ever. Yeah. So you can't have it both ways.
You can't have it both ways.
Right? It's a super snowflake thing that your boss thinks you're a douchebag and fired you for being a douchebag. Yeah. Crying about it is ultimate snowflake.
Yeah.
You're a spineless clown. You should fucking own it. You should say, I don't want to work for a company that doesn't support Nazis. Yeah. So I'm fine. I got fired for saying Hitler wasn't such a bad guy on Twitter. Fucking cancel culture. Like, all they want is for everyone. I'm just kidding. All they want, listen, bud, my fucking heart goes out to you and all the trolls. F's in the chat.
No, it's interesting. And dude, someone, you know what? It's so true. Someone put in chat, they just want someone to talk to. The validity seeking ones, where the trolls, like he said, they're oftentimes in Discord with their friends, but man, it feels like people just want these people. They just
nobody
want
was
someone
around.
to vibe. Yeah.
Nobody was around, and I wonder if any of them, maybe they do. I don't know. I don't know Zoomer culture now. I have like a vision in my head, but I understand it's probably a caricature.
Yeah.
But I pictured they all hang out in Discord calls. Nobody ever sitting on the couch next to their homie with controllers playing fucking Mario Kart like we did, right?
Yeah.
Fucking we played Nintendo Wii uphill in the snow both ways. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just wonder if they're home alone, they've got no friends, they're feeling lonely. Because I remember there were times where I was 16, 15. I know maybe people were getting together and like I didn't get a call or whatever. Yep. You had that feeling of like, oh, fuck, you feel left out or whatever. Digitally, it's probably like, I'm going to go and get some attention and validation. I want validation. Yeah. I want to feel like people think I'm cool and like me online. Now, I can't do that. It's a lot easier to do it by being a shithead than do it by being a genuinely good person.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of effort. It doesn't take any effort to go A, B, C, D, E, F. Continue chat.
Keep it going, chat. Dude, that's so funny because you're so true, especially like when confronted with this guy and you actually being able to talk to him and you actually getting the information that we so often don't get, which is that this started when he was 15. And then if I really think to myself and think about when I was around real humans, the stupid shit I did when I was 15, because I was hoping that the girl, would be like, oh, this guy's so crazy. Or my friends would be like, dude, this guy will do anything. Think about the stupid shit we did when we were 15. Like you said, I played Wii, uphill both ways in the snow. It's hard for me to grasp how stupid I was when I was 15 in front of real humans, which is like a 10x what you're willing to do, like 10 times more online than you are around real humans. And so when I think about like the stupid stuff I did when I was 15 around real humans, it's hard for me to put myself as like, what would that 15-year-old me who wanted like, not necessarily just attention, but wanted validation that bad if I had access to the internet in the way that him as a 15-year-old had. That is...
He did the digital equivalent of ding dong ditching, but by himself. Picture that.
Yeah.
Imagine a ding dong ditch, but imagine someone's by themselves. They're a psychopath if you don't have friends with you. Okay? Nobody goes alone to go ding dong ditch. You're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, you're just
right?
trying to break and enter at that point.
Yeah, at that point, you're like a predator, and you're probably going to eat people, in a few years once you fucking graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess it's the digital equivalent of lighting shit. Like
yeah.
I don't think anybody in my generation, our generation, I don't think anybody did put shit in the bag.
But
and
our
lit it on
dads
fire.
told us about how they did that.
Our dads told us,
100%. Wow. Full circle. I want to get this guy. I want to give him a hug. And I want to be like, but it's like, I want to give him a hug, but what I also want, what I also want to do? I want to pull what I do with my children, which is like when we discipline them, I'm learning a lot about parenting and discipline, but support. I'll discipline my kids and I will immediately like show them that I am there for them, that I love them, but that the discipline was warranted.
Yeah.
I want to give this guy a hug now in this emotional state that I'm in, thinking like, man, when I was 15, I was doing dumb shit and I didn't have the internet like you do. Like, you're all good, man. But I want to also then turn the hug into an arm around the side and go, but you deserve to be banned. Right? Like,
and have him go, you're right, man.
Yeah. Like, yes, dude. I want to be like, bro, you're a human and I get it and you're here. But how you get to be a 30 or a 40-year-old high-functioning human is you need to be banned in this moment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like when I did stupid stuff and my friends around me went like that was the worst. When you did the stupid thing for validation, for attention, and everybody around you was like, bro, what the hell? Why are you so weird? Or the girl that you were trying to impress was like, dude, why are you so weird? I needed that internal pain, that pressure. You know what I mean? Like, that is formative.
What you need is your dad to grab you by the scruff of your neck, bring you over to Joe across the street's house, and have you...
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Smith. I'm sorry for ding dong ditching you. It was irresponsible and immature of me. And right, but there's nothing like that online because they get banned in my chat. The guy, he can still watch. He doesn't care, right?
Of course.
He needs the. Oh God, I'm not going to be able to do it. But the guidance counselor.
Oh, that dude! Yes, you flipped the.
Turn the chair around. Just flip the chair around. All right, listen. Take the cat, turn it around.
Oh my God.
Detention.
Wow. I feel like I learned something about the internet, and I feel like I learned something about myself through this conversation. Wow.
This is the new online therapy.
Holy, bro.
And that right there is why I got him on the call. Not because I'm butthurt, whatever, right? It's because I'm so fascinated by what seems to be a growing trend of behavior, that is clearly leaking into the real world in a big way and changing the way people act. And, who knows, 40 years from now, the way people are online might be the way that they are in real life en masse. Right? You go to the grocery store. Now I've never had anyone in the grocery store do anything crazy or say anything crazy in 36 years of living, right?
Yeah.
It could be that 30 years from now, it's just people running around making content, in every grocery store, everywhere, pranking, being rude, doing all kinds of shit, right? Like, now it's obvious. It's probably not going to be like that, right? But if that gets normalized, and then an entire generation feels comfortable, at some point we're going to be the people who are old and irrelevant. And, they're going to be the ones that are like making. They're not going to be banning TikTok. They're going to make it mandatory. You want your fucking social security? You have to consume 700 fucking TikToks a week.
No.
Grandpa.
No.
I don't care if you have dementia.
No. I will say that also the final note, the final taste this conversation leaves me on is a sour one, thinking like, shit, I got 2 boys that are going to be 15 someday. And by then it'll be Gen 3 troll. So I have to start preemptively worrying about what a Gen 3 troll looks like and what its motivations are.
I feel like these things happen and they skip generations.
Maybe.
You know, like, because what happens is a generation does a thing that everyone's like, in hindsight, was not like, everything's weird. And then so then the next generation changes to like compensate.
Yeah.
Now it could be every 2 generations, right? It might be that the Gen Alpha is going to be actually that's your kids, right? Yeah. I was going to say maybe they're the most fucked because what you have is they're consuming content from the most degen people that are I don't even know the kid's name, right? The kid who crashed his fucking McLaren.
Oh my God. I don't remember his name either.
That is peak hero to a lot of like 7, 8, 9-year-olds watching YouTube, right? So and then what's going to happen is those kids are going to grow up and they're going to see all of those kids are all going to be fucking drug addict, crazy people, and now they're not going to want to be. So I would say like sign your kids up for whatever 12-step program.
Just preemptively
now. Preemptively, because
and I think a part of it is like we are being confronted with, like, if you go, the past 100 years or so, I feel like has been a big shift into like, for so much of the human race's existence, like a father, the world the father knew is the world the child would grow up in. Right? Like,
I gotta type that out.
Like, just follow me. Like, life didn't change that quickly. Like the difference between 1800 and 1850 was like nothing. But the difference between 1975 and 2025 is everything, right? So like in 1800, a dad knew exactly what the world that his son would grow up to be. You know what I mean? Like, I guess at least on like a social, like who they were going to interact with and how those interactions were going to be. But what we are experiencing is like our parents had no idea what we were doing on the internet and how the internet ultimately shaped millennials. And
look at Facebook now, and you can see that
exactly. And millennials can only see the world through the way we consume the internet, which is already vastly different than people are now. You know what I mean? And so I feel like with the advent of the exponential curve really kicking into gear with like science and technology and our ability to communicate and to consume, I think, obviously I'm not saying that parenting was easier in the year 1800. You wouldn't want me freaking catch me outside farming. You know what I mean? Like, not going to happen, bro. Like, I'm glad I'm born in this year. I'm just saying that I'm saying the uniqueness of parenting now is that with the technological curve kicked into such a high gear exponentially, such vast differences in how social, like our social experience, that it's hard to like get ahead of what that's going to look like. Whereas,
like your kids, they're going to have to figure out how, when they're in the drift of the eternal brain matrix, go quantum entangled with the whatever. Like, it's just going to be like.
I am not saying parenting now is harder or easier than it was in 1805. I'm just saying it's different. And it different means like it has to be approached differently, right? If I'm cooking an egg in a microwave or in a freaking sous vide or whatever, it's like you can't just say, well, put it in for an hour because you put it in for the crock pot. Put it in the microwave for an hour and see what happens. It's different. And so like, I think that's the thing is we are culturally, there's so many like, you know, and that explains why a lot of the like boomers and even the generation before them is like, what do you mean? Just like spank them when they're bad and send them outside. It's like, that's just, I'm not saying you had it easier or harder than me. I'm saying that's just not how it works anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't want to go outside. He's on his phone. You know, it's like, it's
for 2,000 years, it was, we used small handmade fires to make our food. Every generation, fire. Then it was fire pit.
Yeah.
Then it was stove. Then it was microwave. Right. And it's like,
exactly.
Now, and actually, I want to walk back what I said. Your kids will probably be fine because here's the thing. We all did some crazy shit when we were kids, right?
Of course.
We grew up watching Jackass and like South Park.
Yeah.
And you would think that we would. But here's the thing. We saw like, oh, stapling your testicles together and whatever, like doing a backflip off of a skyscraper. Oh, didn't end well for, you know, a lot of situations for these guys, right? Like all this edgy stuff, like, oh, you know, I guess it has some repercussions. So maybe they're watching these dudes, you know, and they're gonna, same thing with like the Disney stars, right?
Yeah.
They were like 5, 6, 7 years slightly ahead where it was like, those were the people, you know, that we the celebrities that we knew. And then all of a sudden, oh, they're crack addicts and, you know, whatever. And it's like, and it's, trust me, I'm not blaming them. Fucking, that's the worst. But that was the YouTuber equivalent. And now it's like, oh, okay, don't do drugs, kids. Says a lot when you see, I'm going to say Mary Kate and Ashley, but I don't know, maybe they're fine. I actually don't know. Insert celebrity here. But yeah, so have no worry. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's the best way to inoculate people from doing dumb shit is to have people do dumb shit and get fucked up in the process.
I know, but it, like there's something there too. You know, somebody in chat, which is a very funny statement, saying Live Leak taught me so much more about work safety more than any course could. But I feel like
facesofdeath.com.
Yeah, but like in a weird way, this might sound scuffed, but like that was real. Like those were like real situations. Now it's like content. So like Jack Doherty, I actually had to stoop down into my like pit of hatred in my brain to remember his name. He's the guy that crashed in McLaren. And you know why I remembered his name? Because it fits this so well. You're saying we saw people stapling their nuts together and jumping off bridges, watching them die, going like, I shouldn't do that. My kids, they're not, oh my God, the YouTube comments will go say, not my kids. My kids' generation is watching Jack Doherty crash a McLaren and get more famous as a result of it. Uh-oh. Not good.
All right, I'm back to their fuck.
It's content. It's back then it was like, it wasn't content. It was like real. You would like really see people die on these websites or whatever. Or you would literally see a YouTube video of a guy jumping off a cliff and then like, you'd be like, oh shit, I don't want to do that. Now we're seeing people wrap rented Ferraris and crash them and then yell at their cameraman, did you get the shot? Uh-oh.
Yeah, and
good.
then and here's the weird thing too. Like at some point I think they stopped being, at some point like people were self-aware and they were like, I'm going to do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Because like there's a business opportunity here, right? And I think it got more perverted and more normalized and more to the point where they're not self-aware, to where they like have a gun to their friend's head, the police get called and they're like, why is everybody so mad? It's a prank.
Yeah.
Like, and they actually don't understand.
Yeah.
It's the whole, why are you guys getting mad?
Yes,
Why are you banning me?
It's the Gen 2 troll, but in this case, the Gen 2 content creator. Like the OG
like,
pranksters
this isn't normal.
knew the
okay.
cops would get called on them.
Yeah.
And these ones don't. Yeah. Now, obviously, I had to temper my expectations here. Anytime, the only time I really get kind of, butthurt in the comment section is like anytime I bring up my kids, the comment section, even on the podcast, gets crazy on like, let me tell you how to raise your kids. I know and understand that that's where my job as a parent comes in, to teach them how to interact with the internet, and it's my job to keep up with, this kind of stuff so that I can be like, this is what that person's doing. Do you not understand? Like, you know what I mean? Whatever. Yikes.
But
so just please put the keyboard down. But
now,
what I'm just saying is that on a meta level, I feel for the kids the Gen Alpha kids whose parents don't think about this stuff.
Don't have the
consider
wherewithal.
Don't, you know what I mean? I fear for the Gen Alpha kids whose parents are addicted to TikTok and just
they're the ones that get their kids to do TikTok dances with them.
Yeah. It's like I am, kind of I don't know what to do. I actually frequently am like existentially terrified because I don't know what to do. I don't know how to, but I know to search for what to do. I know that, that I spend every day trying my best to figure out how to parent and to parent in the year of our Lord 2025. But what I'm just saying is like, it is kind of crazy. From horse and buggy to jackass to Jack Doherty crashing McLaren and asking if he got the shot. Like what a couple of snapshots in the last 100 years, 150 years. Like woof.
Yeah, dude. I think like real quick on the parenting thing. I mean, I'm obviously not. My qualification for talking about parenting is that I had a parent.
Yeah.
Okay, I was parented.
Yeah.
But so like thinking about none of the lessons that I'll say less than 1% of the lessons that I learned and the things in life that contribute to me determining what's right and wrong and how to act and how to treat my fellow human being, they were never like explicit express lessons. My dad didn't sit down with me and say, don't staple your testicle. It ultimately, I think, seems to me like it would come down to kind of core principles around I kind of fucking trailed off in my head there a little bit.
I see what you mean, though.
ADHD
Yeah.
there. But you know what I mean, right? It comes down to if someone has empathy,
yes,
has not pride, but the capability of feeling shame.
Yeah.
They have empathy.
We need to bring back shame.
they understand. Yeah, they understand the ding shame. They understand the value of like a person that's not them. They're not, because that's what YouTube has done. Is everyone's the main character. Of their own TikTok. I would then that kind of sets them up to do the right thing in all the situations, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. And it's not to say that anybody shouldn't, right? But if you sit your kid down and you say, Timmy, you shouldn't smoke the marijuana, at no point did that lesson ever have anything to do with whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because guess what? I smoked the marijuana at the time that it got put in front of me, right? That was actually not the point.
No.
Right?
Yep.
The point came down to making judgments about repercussions of your actions and whether or not you can live with them. What's the cost of a thing you're doing, whether it's a prank or a decision or an action or something you're gonna say.
A huge 100%. I'm so with you on like the minutia of what you said, but also on the like 10,000 foot view where like, nothing people who, and I understand that this is a privilege that not everybody has this, but people who look back on their parents and be like, damn, like I had a dope ass like dad or mom or parent structure or whatever, and you think about how the impact you had on their life, I would say most of us, if not all of us, that memory, that impact doesn't come from, like you said, a specific memory of them being like, now listen, you don't want to staple your pants to your shorts. Like, that's not a thing you do. Like, it wasn't, like you said, a lesson about a specific thing. It was that person teaching us a stance, a position, you know, a way of looking at the world. And like something, you know, I got 4 and 7. So
it's your fundamental principles.
Yeah. So a big thing right now is like one of the core things I want to get through to my kids right now is the agency of, but how do you respond? And the control you have over that, right? So like, it's not about don't yell at your brother. Like, yes, you can't yell at your brother. You know, you can't yell, you can't hit or whatever. But it's like, well, he took my toy. Okay, so yes, the action is not something we want, but why don't we want the action? Because you're in control of how you respond when things happen to you. If he takes your toy, you have a choice, right? You can ask for it back. You can come get me, or you can smack him in the face. Those choices you make yield different results. You know what I mean? So I try to tie it back to that. If you get a punishment now, or if you get this, or if you get that, and he's like, but he did the thing. I'm trying to tie it back to you are in control. And obviously as a 4 or 7-year-old, they are the most actually out of control that they'll ever be, right? Like you start the most out of control, but my hope is that guides them into the agency and understanding that they can control it. You know what I mean? Like it's so funny. You know,
it's what
we've talked about this a lot, where it's like, it's so crazy to just observe. Like as a parent, sometimes, you know, I want so bad to intervene, but sometimes I'm like, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? And my wife's got a party coming up. And so she was like trying to learn, she had a YouTube video up, she had ribbon, she was trying to learn how to make bows. Right. And so she like made one really good one and she set it aside and she was cutting the ribbon or whatever. And I watched my son, he was so invested. He was excited. He was excited for like the bow thing. He was excited she made a good one. He looked down and he saw the scissors on the table. So he picked them up. He picked up the bow and he cut it. Just like that. And I didn't yell at him. I said, hey, do you think you should have done that? And he goes, no. And he puts them down. And and that was a moment where I was like, okay, I have to internalize that. Like he literally, there was no thought there. He saw scissors and he cut something. You know what I mean? But then that's my job to try and be like, you are in control of how you respond to certain situations. But yeah.
Oh my God, bro. That fucking reminds me of one of the story time, impromptu story time. Because this is like one of the fucking like most funny, hilarious, embarrassing. I don't remember how old I was. Probably like 6, I don't know, 7, like just young, right? Oh God, and it's so cringy, right? But it's like I was a tiny kid. And I just remember I was at my best friend's next door, right? 3 brothers, hanging out with them. And I think I'm sure I'm gonna fudge a lot of the details, but I think maybe like their grandfather was in the hospital, or maybe he passed away. I don't know, right? Yeah. And we were all hanging out, and it was kind of just sort of like we were trying to get our minds off of whatever it was, right? And they had one of those like little cardboard and plastic basketball things you put over the top of a door.
Yes.
Right. It's the hoop is this big and it's on a little spring, and you have the little, and we were just all playing whatever. And for some reason, this was like 6-year-old me doing like a nice thing. I was like, yo, boys, like this next one's for your grandpa. And I went up to do like a 360 fucking spinner, and I fucking completely dicked the dunk. Like, I think I like broke the thing off the top of the door. You know what I mean? Just went flying.
But that's such a 6 or 7-year-old thing to do.
No, but here's the thing. Instantly, my brain was embarrassed for flubbing the thing, and I fell down and was like, oh no, I've fallen and I can't get up. Like I've gone blind or whatever. And they were like, bro, you making fun of our grandfather? And I was like, No, because I literally had, in that 2-second period, I forgot why I was like doing the thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's probably how kids are, right? The kid probably looked at it and said, I shouldn't do that. And then was like, oh, but these scissors here.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. 100%.
Oh, but that just reminds me. I just remember being like, oh, I'm blind as a bat, whatever. And they're like, bro, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, no, it wasn't. And like, try explaining that.
Yeah. You just shrivel up. Yeah.
What a moment.
Yeah.
What a moment. I think they probably beat the shit out of me, right? Like,
yep.
But,
and that's the level of shame we need on the internet again. Oh, man.
Yikes. I'm blind as a bat. I'm like 99.9% sure I said the phrase "I'm blind as a bat" without knowing. I don't think I ever met the guy. He probably had like vision problems.
Yeah.
It was probably like it's so accidentally targeted.
Oh man. Oh my god.
Good Christ.
I
remember, dude, the internet was so much better when it was literally just torrenting like Mambo number 5 and like porn videos.
Stardew Sandstorm.
Because you were sick of channel 99 static, not there wasn't enough nipple today on channel 99. So did you actually have that? Did you ever experience channel 99?
No.
As like a young Christian boy?
No.
Back in the day, do you even know what I'm talking about? Oh my god. Back in the day, channel 99, it was like, I don't know anything about like television, but for some reason it was like some porn channel. Okay. But it was like completely scrambled noise. But every now and then it was like a VHS tape tracking. All of a sudden it's like nipple and then scrambled. Like twice a day, you'd get like 4 seconds of like a boob.
Wow.
And that was channel 99.
Channel 99.
Wait, incognito first. Channel 99 static. In the 90s, when we watched scramble porn, I gotta prove I'm not a robot.
Wow.
Sorry, 1 second. My friend had cable. My house didn't have cable. I remember having a static channel that was black and white, and I've seen a few boobs on that. But my friend's TV had colored static, a bit more luxurious. Why did the porn come through a tiny bit? It's because of how they did encryption. The modern way to do this is apply encryption to every single pixel. This kind of digital encryption means that you don't have any correlation between adjacent pixels, and so no information can be recovered without the key. The encryption they used merely replaced the H or VSync data with encrypted data. The actual analog signal stream was not affected. This was simpler to decode, but weakened the encryption. Entire scan lines were still in the clear. They were just in the wrong place on the screen. If a dozen or so scan lines were shifted right and down by approximately the same number of pixels, then that section of the screen will be easily seen and understood.
Wow. Channel 99.
Yes. Oh my god, dude! I'm so glad it took me 25 years to like figure out the answer to that question.
And thus did. Oh man. Wow. Well, you learned something new. Holy. Yeah. Damn.
Leave a comment and like and subscribe if you ever watched Skinamax.
Yeah.
On the Scrambled Skinamax.
Scrambled Channel 99.
Tell me you were 90s kids. 90s kids remember. Oh my god, I recently saw a thing from, I don't even know the channel. It was like an autoplay on YouTube that actually ended up being kind of interesting. It was a younger person, I think Gen Z.
Okay.
Who has done a ton of like Gen Z critical, they seem kind of like a self-aware Gen Z.
Yeah.
Reacting to a video that was like millennial TikTok, like someone needs to explain.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of like weird behaviors and things that even I saw. I was like, what the fuck? But I recognize as being like a millennial.
Yeah.
Like people talking weird, referring to things as like small.
Yeah.
It was so cringy. But it was like, yo, what the fuck? Like I would think that millennials were ultimate cringe too. If this is all I saw of millennials, But it's like, fuck.
Holy. Yep. Everybody's cringe in their own way.
I'm just glad that all the cringe shit I did, there's literally no digital or written or recorded proof of any of it. Sorry, kids.
Dude, we were the last train out of that station. Holy.
I couldn't even tell you what my MySpace name was for you to go on the Wayback Machine. Like, good luck finding it, right? Just the beginnings, right? Now everything you do has a fucking... I can't wait until, like, the generation younger than us, whether it's Gen Z or Gen A, are running for president. I can't wait to be like, Facebook posts? Actually, no, sorry. Wait, rewind. Because they don't use Facebook.
No.
Fucking like Telegram conversation. I don't know what the kids use these
days.
Right?
WhatsApp, like, Red Note? I don't know.
Like, it's the flat earthers and the Gen Alphas that use Telegram. I don't know. Is it really TikTok? I remember LiveJournal. My sister had a
you know what's crazy?
Dude. Holy fuck.
What boomers did to Facebook, millennials are doing to TikTok.
Brother. No. I was driving home from the barbershop today, and I was thinking, this was like, I'm composing a tweet in my head, right? A tweet I will never write and never send.
Yeah.
And it was literally what boomers are doing to Facebook is what Gen Z is doing to TikTok.
But it's like millennials are doing it.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. So maybe what I was thinking was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because
I think
I'm trying to remember the nuance of what I was getting at, but it was literally the same structure and format of like they are fucking doing it wrong and they're ruining it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like in the same way that old people fucked up Facebook, the young people are fucking up all the rest of social media in a different way, because it's like they've turned it into a cesspool.
Yeah.
And actually I need to rewind it back, because it's they're doing it.
Yo, are you okay?
Here's the hill I'm gonna die on. Okay, millennials. I'm gonna make so many enemies right now. So many enemies. I'm gonna be the most hated. Everyone's gonna tell me how hated I am right now, because millennials are gonna be the saviors of the fucking planet, because the Zoomers and Alphas are fucking way too far gone, and the Boomers are way too far gone. We're the only ones who had 1 foot in the internet and 1 foot out of the internet. Okay, the Boomers stayed away from it so far until they fell head first in, when as soon as Facebook no longer required .edu to sign up, they opened a black hole underneath all the Boomers and they fell in. And now my grandmother and my dad are fighting about religion and Donald Trump on Facebook 24/7. That's what Facebook is. And then my grandmother's looking at like Lobster Jesus AI photos responding amen, right? With all the bots. She's taking part in it, okay? And then all the Zoomers think just being a fucking clown degen is acceptable on the internet and acceptable in real life. And then I feel like millennials are the only generation that have a chance of like slapping everyone into, but of course
oh my
God, probably like 30% of our audience I just alienated completely. And I only half mean what I'm saying, but it's true.
Wow.
I'm gonna be the most hated.
Yeah, I mean, think about that.
How much I'm hated.
Think about like
Reddit says how much I'm hated.
What is America gonna be when the first Gen Alpha president gets elected? Holy.
Make America Pog again, bud.
Dude, like the campaign is gonna be like a TikTok dance. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying though, is that it's kind of cringe, because like I feel like millennials that run for office, their campaigns are TikTok dances. Like I think the millennials are the wheel of time is turning, and millennials are doing to TikTok what our parents did to Facebook. I think
but here's
happening.
The thing: the millennials aren't there yet. What we see is the tail end of the Boomers, and the very far end. It's like the people who my sister's 3 years older than me. It's like 2 or 3 years at the tail end of the millennials, right? That they're the ones you have, like, it's Kamala Harris's like generation that's like fucking celebrate, doing TikTok dances, right? I think give it 10 or 15 years when we're all like 45 and 50 and actually like running for Senate or whatever.
Here's the thing.
Because there's nobody that's 34 that's running for, I mean, there is, right? But they're not, we don't see any of the cringe shit. Trust me, give it 10 or 15 years and we will have gone full circle, because all the old people
here's the thing.
Are trying to fit in with the new stuff, and that's who you're confusing with millennials.
Listen, I understand that
that's Gen X.
When I understand that when I said campaigning, I used the wrong word there. What I need you to do, I'm not going to hold you to that opinion, because this is the homework. I mean, you're not actually going to do it, and I wouldn't subject you to it. But your homework, and then you could revise that opinion, is I need you to download TikTok, create an account, and scroll for 100 hours. And then,
brother, I have a content creator on TikTok. Remember?
No, I know. But I
was so glad when it got banned. I'm like, fucking yes, I don't have to stress out about making TikToks anymore. And then it came back.
I'm ashamed to say I've scrolled a lot of TikTok. And what I'm saying is that when the algorithm hits you, I am saying that millennials, not Kamala Harris's generation, millennials, it's happening. We're at the inception point. You remember the first time your dad sent you a meme on Facebook and something inside of you changed? You went, this place isn't for me anymore.
Yeah, you don't belong here. No, wait, I don't belong here.
That's happening, but it's us. Okay? Scroll TikTok for 100 hours.
Here's the thing.
And you'll see what I'm talking about.
I bet you what we're talking about is mostly Gen X with a mishmash of a little bit of millennials. Okay?
Scroll, brother.
I think that
you want it to be.
I don't know. So what am I looking for?
That's what I'm saying. Your homework, don't do it, because you need to do it for 100 hours. Like, you need the algorithm.
This is what happens when you've never scrolled on TikTok.
Exactly. It doesn't.
It's only downhill from here, brother.
Yeah. That's adorable.
Now, I actually think this is AI generated though too. No. Oh God! The kid has 3 arms. It's totally AI generated. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Watch.
You just.
Wait. See its hands. They're clapping. Now watch.
Yeah. Yep.
You can't see because of the lighting. Wait. You're gonna watch the hand. There's two right hands.
Yeah. I see it. But that's what I'm doing. The
1.5 million likes.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but wait a minute. How am I supposed to know if this was a Gen Z or whatever? Okay, wait.
Listen.
You send me next time you see what you're talking about.
No, I'm off TikTok. I'm off TikTok. I'm telling you, it's not Gen X, man. I am telling you, it's hundreds.
Honestly, drag queen, Dungeons and Dragons, TikTok actually knows me better than YouTube Shorts.
I'm telling you, it's just hundreds and thousands of 35 to 41-year-olds filming themselves in the gym, doing dances, doing skits, doing like just everything they think. Like, hello, fellow young people, reacting to like new rap songs.
Whoa.
Like,
okay, wait a minute. No, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm saying,
and this is kind of what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I was responding very, very specifically to the like, no one's running for president or Congress or Senate like right now with TikTok.
Yes. So that remains to be seen. The Gen Alpha or the young millennials like actually like running for office and like what that looks like. But what I'm saying is we're at the inflection point of just, if you take like social media and what Shorts and Instagram and TikTok was the cool social media that we left Facebook behind for. What I'm saying is we're at the inflection point where the millennials are cringifying we are creating the lobster Jesus memes and sending them around. You know what I mean? Like, we are creating the look at all those chickens memes and sending them. Like, we are.
Look at all those chickens.
It's a goated video.
That's one of the best fucking memes on the planet.
I know, but when your dad sent it to you, it became less funny. You know what I mean?
Brother, what the fuck? Oh, I already hate this platform so much.
It's awful.
Brother, okay, it's like a backhoe pulling up, like, I don't know, a fucking dinosaur? I can't tell, okay? But what you can't see is that there's a pop-up on the bottom that says, like, chat with more people. Now you can receive, and there's an X button, right? And I try to click the X button, and it's brother, look at the, oh, God, you can't see. The person's avatar is a white circle with an X in the lower corner, so it overlapped perfectly with the pop-up. So now I'm on their profile. And there's it's the same video posted.
Wow.
And each of them, 8 million views. What am I doing making content? I made an 8-hour fucking video that took me 3 months, dude. And this person's name is QNVJTIEUN, whatever. They have 5 million followers. And it's literally a video of a crocodile coming out of a backhoe. And they each get 5 million. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah. I don't know. We're cooked. The cooking has begun. Burn it down. Burn it all down.
Everything makes me feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cooked.
Oh God.
But I'm interested, like, what the next generation of social media is going to look like, because there was such a patented shift between Boomer and like Millennial, Gen Alpha, like Boomer, Gen X, Millennial, Gen Alpha. Like there seemed to be like a really clear line in the sand. We left the like image-based and text-based Facebook behind, and there was a huge embrace for like short-form video. TikTok ultimately revolutionized like other social media platforms, right? Like one of the most engaged with sides of Instagram is Instagram Reels, which is just TikTok on Instagram. And YouTube Shorts has gone like insane for that platform. So like that shift to really short form video kind of revolutionized social media. What's the next step? Whether it's 2 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, like what's the next step?
You got Shorts, right? But then you also have Twitch, but then you also have like live streaming.
Yeah.
And then you have X Spaces and then like Discord group.
Yes,
I bet you,
that's so true.
It's all going to be group video call. Meme.
What was that thing that got like super popular? And it was like Twitter ended up, did they buy it? It was like that. All like a bunch of famous people would just kept getting in. What was that called?
You're thinking about the Segway.
No. Segway. Periscope? No. It was like
I think you're thinking about the Segway.
I'm not thinking about a physical thing.
I'm pretty sure you're thinking about the Segway.
House Party.
Wait. House Party?
Yeah, it was
I
like
think it's the Segway. Have I never told you that story?
No.
Oh, that's just my favorite joke way of gaslighting someone is when they're trying to get something out. You're just like, oh, it's the Segway.
No, yes, I do have told that, you son of a bitch.
Got him! I trolled you so good, bro. Everybody fucking
a ham horn.
Everybody fucking like, comment, subscribe. Fucking, I need the engagement. I need the validation.
What was called House Party. It was like everybody was basically hopping into a Discord call. It was like this app blew up, and it was like every day, like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, but this was like 8 years ago, and Donald Trump and like Joe Rogan, they would all just like hop into a house party call, and it was always like the most famous people, and then this app like exploded in popularity and got all this like funding, and then everybody realized that like it was just a reskin call, like Skype, you know what I mean? Or Zoom. Like nothing about it was new. It was just trendy and famous people were doing it. But then like X did it with Spaces. That's where that came from. It came out of that. And that app like died. But I say all that to say that is an interesting evolution where like, are we just going to circle back to like group calls? I don't know.
Brother, remember like the corded phone?
Oh yeah.
With the squiggly tangle up thing that went from eye level all the way down to the floor, all the way back up. Remember leaving fucking you have 3 new messages.
And you had to listen
and then
to
you
that
have to listen
in front of everyone.
You have to listen to 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 if you wanted to listen to 5 because it was fucking, oh my good Christ.
Dude.
And now someone leaves you a message and I get a fucking AI summary text from the voicemail.
Yeah, your friend was released from prison and I go, "What?" It's been interesting to see as well, like what social media platforms kind of like withstand the test of time. Like YouTube, for example. Like I feel like YouTube is only more popular now than ever. And it's not like you can do shorts, but I feel like YouTube content is still just as, now it's wider in that there's a large majority of it that's like brain rot, but there's also like some of the like most well-made documentaries on like the most niche things that I think are like amazing or like huge, like narrative driven content. So it's interesting to see that like we'll go wider, but not really like, I don't know, die like Facebook proper is dying, or like TikTok might die one day. Like YouTube, I feel like it's just gonna be around forever. Twitter is another one. Like Twitter, like millennials started Twitter and it's still just like Gen Alpha and all these Zoomers like still tweet. It's interesting that it like kind of was insulated from the like, Twitter's not like cringe. I mean, it is, Twitter is basically the definition of cringe, but it hasn't been abandoned by a generation like some other social medias have.
No, but it should be.
It should be. It should be. I'm not
when
saying
I
Twitter is
picture
good. Twitter is horrendous.
I picture like the average, and I know this isn't true, but just based on my fucking algorithm, and I think it's largely because of flat Earth.
Yeah.
It's largely because flat Earth, conspiracy theory, politics, the manosphere, there's enough overlap there to where it's like, I would assume the average person on Twitter is a 54-year-old racist. A 54-year-old racist man who can't really write and probably uses Chat GPT poorly to like make tweets.
Yeah.
So that's actually where I think the Zoomers are going to figure out some way that we haven't thought of to like incorporate AI in their social media. It's going to be like the new thing is going to be like phone calls with Siri or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just going to be like trolling AI.
Yeah.
Because did you see I get the reaction out of that bot, dude?
Yeah,
I got AI triggered. I bet you it's going to be that, dude. They're going to try to upset the bots.
Wow. What if the advent what if the advent of AI actually brings humanity closer together and trolls are like, it's not fun to troll humans anymore, so they troll AI and they like are nice to people? Like what if AI becomes the punching bag that humanity needs? That sounds like that'll end in disaster, but maybe briefly it'll be a utopia?
No, AI is they're going to have the most poignant, pressing fucking burns for all of humanity. Like, you dumb fucking flesh bag ignoramus. And then all these kids are gonna be like, oh god, they said everything true about my, like, what's wrong in my life, and it's never wrong about anything. Dude, I saw a comment because did you hear about like that new like Chinese
AI that dropped and Nvidia shares like, dropped 16% in one day?
Yeah, so one of the top comments on something I was watching, it was, AI has now replaced AI. We've come full circle. and all I was thinking about was, at some point, the AI stuff is going to get so dime a dozen, so common and so whatever, that now people are going to be like, the new boutique specialty thing that they're going to want is like a human touch on things.
Yeah.
I'm going to be looking for, so all you artists and programmers and everybody who's like all worried that your job has been taken or whatever, just wait.
Yeah.
There will be a period of time where everyone will have gotten new skills. Don't take the time to get new skills. Just stick with it and it'll come full circle.
Yeah. Did you see the guy get new skills? Did you see the guy that entered a real picture that he took into an AI art competition and got third place.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like,
yes.
I've seen 2 other variations of what you're talking
about. And
about.
he did it because of those, because people were submitting AI generated images and winning. And so he thought he would flip it on its head, and he submitted a real picture he took to an AI image generation tournament and came in third place.
Oh my God. Yeah, and then there's the guy who won some art competition with AI generated thing, and then he was trying to get it copyrighted or patented or whatever the fuck. I don't know anything about IP law, but and it got rejected, and he was like suing because he's like, you can't say I can't get this fucking copyrighted, which is hilarious because it was actually just a trash picture. Like, it wasn't even it was the most default Mid-Journey generated bullshit ever. But then there was also something else. There was another iteration of that I forgot. The AI, the only other combination would have been the AI generated a human, and then it got adopted by a robot, like a Roomba. I don't know. I don't know where which variables you need to tweak.
Yeah. Holy dude, what the hell is life gonna look like 50 years from now?
Severance.
What it's gonna look like. I just watched the second episode last night.
Oh, buddy, I think the new episode should be out now.
Oh, really? I thought they aired on Fridays.
So here's the thing. They air it on, I think it's like midnight UTC, which is like, what, 7 or 8 p.m.?
Yeah, you're right.
Because what ended up happening was last week, me and Meg were planning on like having a date night, whatever. And it was after the podcast. And I'm like, okay, it's late. I think I'll just go back, play some more games. And then I looked at my phone, and it was like,
wow.
It was when like Silo.
Yeah.
And I got the push notification from the fucking like Apple app. And the same thing happened last week. So it should be like, you should be able to watch it tonight. Like, I literally just texted my wife. I'm like, when are you going to be home?
Yeah.
Because
oh my gosh, bro. Yeah. Severance is very good. So good. Damn.
I can't wait to figure out who the goats are. What the goats are.
The goats. I want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to spoil, but I want to talk about it because I have so many like.
Let's just start a side podcast, a fan cast, where every week we talk about our fan theories and we go over the
cinema side piece.
There's a company fairly nearby to me that for a very long time I drove by their signs. I used to actually go cycling.
Okay.
And with my old boss, and it became like after like 5 hours of cycling, you need like a mantra to stick to, otherwise you go insane, right? And it was always, we'd point to the sign. There were all these signs advertising this company. Goats to go. Goats to go. We'd both point, goats to go. Now, and then of course, me and my wife, we drive by, goats to go. My wife. Do you have any idea? Like, because when I finally figured out what they did, it was like, oh my God, I never would have even.
Yeah, I mean, goats to go, I would have imagined is like, you can get goats and we'll ship them to you or something.
For what purpose?
I don't know, having goats?
They like rent out their goats. If you've got like poison ivy or brush you need to get cleared out on your farm or your property.
That's crazy.
Or you want to have fucking goat yoga, or you want to have a little petting zoo farm on like petting zoo at your like birthday party or whatever. Goats to go. And I remember being like, that is not what I thought. I thought it was just like shipping goats.
Like a video of that, of a dude who rents his goats out as basically like lawn care. You got a big alley that you want cleared of everything. They'll just freaking eat it.
Is there anything better than goats to go?
Yeah,
goats to go.
Dude, goats to go. Holy cow.
So this fucking episode sponsored by Goats
to Go. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, not actually sponsored by them, but listen. Yeah, Georgetown, Massachusetts.
Wow.
Goat yoga.
To go. Goat yoga. I feel like that feels like the literal, quintessential, exact polar opposite of yoga. If you like,
no, these baby goats just like they sit on your back or whatever, and they don't move. That's like the ultimate, like, it's like balancing the rocks,
I
or
guess,
whatever, right?
But yoga's
like,
supposed to be like calm and peaceful. They're stinky. They're loud, and they would just run around, and it would
not from goats to go.
It would
They're highly
undeniably
trained.
make it a more stressful environment. But maybe that's
these
like
are highly trained yoga goats.
Yeah, maybe that's like yoga. Yoga 2.0 is, can you yoga 1.0 in the face of adversity and stress?
Goat. I'm looking at goat yoga as we speak right now. Okay, and what I'm seeing
Goga
is
not convincing you to want to do goat yoga.
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. The first thing I clicked on, turns out the focus wasn't on the goats. And
you saw some Channel 99 goat yoga.
Oh god, fucking degen content.
Some Channel 99 goat yoga, boys.
Brother, what's this fucking camera angle, my dude?
Zoinks.
And my brain was like, I don't know what to, not sure what to say, what to comment. I'm gonna freeze frame and
damn.
Oh yeah, no, this doesn't look relaxing at all. You're not wrong. They are definitely not like in a Zen state. They're just clomping their little hooves all over these chicks' backs.
Like, I get it, they're cute. Undeniably, goats are cute.
But they stink, dude.
But yeah, but that just feels like those two things are incompatible. You know, like, I don't know, freaking scissor bubbles. It just doesn't work. You'd pop all the bubbles. I don't know.
Apparently Sophie Turner did goat yoga. There we go. You want fucking, what's her name? I almost said Cersei Lannister. that's not her.
Sansa Stark.
Yeah, that's not her.
Cersei Lannister.
Yeah.
Daenerys Targaryen. Well, we have sufficiently gone off the rails, dude. What a podcast episode. Started talking about an actual troll and just spent 2 hours talking about the human condition.
Yeah, and we're cooked, dude. I'm telling you,
the cooking has begun.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Every time I want to say Mel Gibson, but what I mean is, what's his name? He's not Italian. Bruce Willis. I know you have the rocket, the giant nuke rocket, right, pointed at the asteroid, right? Just veer left and let it hit.
Yeah.
For some reason, I always want to say Mel Gibson.
Yeah. No, he was. What was he?
Anti-Semitic.
Zing!
God, kind of a douchebag.
Oh my god. Holy shit. All right. Well, wow. Thank you guys for coming to this, whatever it was. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you want more of whatever this is in an even more unhinged, more off the rails manner, you can head to the Patreon at patreon.com/thepogcastpod. We talk about all the things that we don't want to talk about here. You can get up to one additional episode each week for free. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the support, and we will definitely see y'all on the next one.
Be good to people.
And do goat yoga.